Sorry.
And this is about debate about trophy hunting, so we're going to have opportunities to answer some of your questions as well. When he said he was what he'd do to trophy hunters, and he's going to say the same thing. It's on the mark, and she's going to be singing for us when she gets on the stage as well.
This is an amazing sight from up here, seeing all of you here. Thank you very much for coming, and a big thank you to all our colleagues at Lion Aid, Four Paws, I4 Save Me One Protest. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone there. So thanks for coming. It's fantastic to see so many people here in support of Africa's lions. As Dominic said, my name is Mark. I'm very proud to work for the Born Free Foundation. And as most of you will know, it was founded by the actors Virginia McKenna, her late husband Bill Travers, and their son Will. And Virginia and Bill founded Born Free following their experiences acting in the film Born Free. Now the film told the story of the rehabilitation of an orphaned lion cub in Kenya called Elsa by the conservationists Joy and George Adamson. So while Born Free has grown into a global organisation fighting for the protection and compassionate conservation of wild animals all over the world, including here in the UK, lions remain very much central to our story and to our work. And it's 50 years this year since the film Born Free was released. And as Dominic said, it's really wonderful to have Virginia with us today, and she'll be speaking to you and giving you some of her thoughts on this issue when we get to Whitehall. Now, most folk know about the terrible declines in many of Africa's animals, perhaps particularly of Africa's elephants, but a lot of people don't realise that lions, which are arguably Africa's most iconic predators, are also in real trouble. Just a century ago, there were maybe as many as 1 million lions across Africa, but they've been in steep, precipitous decline for decades now. In my lifetime alone, I don't mind saying I'm 55 later this year.
Just a baby.
That's a bit scary, isn't it? In my lifetime alone, Africa's lions have declined from about perhaps 100,000 to as few as 20,000 today. That's a shocking decline of 80% or more over just a few short years. And the remaining animals live, or many of them live, in fragmented populations scattered across perhaps just 8% of their traditional historic range. Now, what's just as shocking is the fact that in spite of these massive declines, hundreds of lions are killed every year in the name of sport by wealthy trophy hunters, mainly originating from the USA and Western Europe, who pay tens of thousands of dollars for the privilege. Now, every year, hundreds and thousands of wild animals from literally hundreds of different species, many of them threatened with extinction, are killed by trophy hunters, so they can share pictures of themselves posing over the animals they have slaughtered, or videos of their hunts, and display their kills in elaborate trophy rooms as if there's something to be proud of. This is not something I have any understanding of whatsoever. Lions are particularly prized by trophy hunters. The trophy hunting industry even dishes out awards to hunters who kill certain types of animals or use certain particular methods of killing. Just to give you an example, Safari Club International offers a Cats of the World Grand Slam award for hunters who kill at least 4 species of wild cat, including lions. Of course, this has been going on for decades. In the past decade alone, around 5,500 lion trophy items were exported to the US and around 3,500 to EU countries. However, I think the killing of Cecil the lion in Zimbabwe last year by Walter Palmer, a dentist from Minnesota, created outrage and really brought this trophy hunting issue, this appalling issue, to public attention. Now, the trophy hunting industry and trophy hunters and trophy hunting proponents will claim that the brutal slaughter of these wild animals is sustainable. Indeed, they'll claim that it somehow benefits endangered species like lions by generating money for conservation, providing income for local people in poor countries. And they also claim that they're helping by removing so-called problem or surplus animals. And they will claim that their sport is a traditional activity and that we have no right to impose our Western values on African countries. But we know that none of these things are true. We know that trophy hunting quotas are not scientifically determined and that trophy hunting is not sustainable. We know that far from removing surplus or problem animals, trophy hunters prefer to target the biggest, fittest, most impressive animals, such as lions, that play an absolutely key role in their societies. We know that trophy hunting generates only a tiny fraction of the money that can be earned from other types of wildlife tourism, such as photographic tourism. And that very little of the money that trophy hunters pay in order to make their kills ever filters down to local communities or conservation projects. The vast majority of the money generated goes into the pockets of a few wealthy individuals. And we know that trophy hunting, the industry, is riddled with corruption. We know that far from being a traditional activity in Africa, trophy hunting is a relic from a colonial past and was exported to Africa by Westerners during colonial times. And we know that trophy hunting causes immense animal suffering, not just among the targeted animals, but also because of the disruption the killing causes to their societies and their communities. In the case of lions, the cruelest, most cynical and greed-driven form of trophy hunting has emerged in South Africa in the form of so-called canned hunting, where lions are intensively bred for the bullet to be released into small enclosures and shot by the paying client. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this British government has made tackling international wildlife trafficking and trade and species decline a priority. And as you may have seen yesterday, the Times published a shortened version of the letter we're handing into Downing Street this afternoon. It calls on the government to ban lion trophy imports and support international measures aimed at protecting lions from hunters, wildlife traders and all the other threats they face. Now, the UK, as Dominic said, is far from being the biggest source of lion trophy hunters, or the biggest importer of lion trophies. However, our government has a real opportunity here to follow the example of the French government and just recently the Netherlands, and take a stand against the brutal, corrupt and damaging trophy hunting industry, a stand which many other countries in the EU and beyond might then follow. Environment Minister Rory Stewart has promised to review the impacts of lion trophy hunting over the next 2 years and implement an import ban if it's proven to be unsustainable. But we already know that lion trophy hunting is unsustainable, as well as being cruel and completely unnecessary. Lions are in really steep decline and they can't afford to wait another 2 years before action's taken. So let's go to Downing Street this morning, let's make some noise, and let's demand that the government takes action immediately to show the world the UK rejects cruel, unsustainable, colonial sport of trophy hunting and instead promotes compassionate solutions to the problems facing lions and so many other beleaguered species across the world. Thank you very much.